really good energy today. I thought they came in and ready to get some work in, and they got it in, and we're done.
Obviously, yesterday was pretty big in terms of awards. How did y'all celebrate it as a team? Did you let the individual winners kind of celebrate by themselves?
I wasn't here. I think they were together. I mean, obviously we're happy about a lot of them, but they all are focused on winning, and that's where they should be. But kudos to Ty and Aaliyah and Kiki and Zai for being recognized.
Not yourself?
Okay, but I like big hardware.
What did it mean to get the Jefferson Award, the national one, for your work in the community?
I mean, it's cool. I mean, yeah, you get a chance to, meet some people who are serving their communities and making a difference. And when you get people in a room like that, I mean, it's always a special thing, especially to be recognized and be in that great company.
How much have you brought up last year's tournament, if at all?
No, I haven't brought that up. I mean, we got a different team. I mean, this team is, they don't have the habits of the team of last year, so we're not gonna dwell on it.
When you say habits, what do you mean by that?
Huh?
When you say habits?
Habits, yeah. I mean, last year's team was up and down. This year's team has been pretty steady. They come to practice and they work hard all the time, and they get the results from their hard work because they stay in character, whether it's the game or practice.
How would you describe the pressure now? You go from the regular season, you're chasing the regular season title, to now it's you either win or you go home in that tournament setting. And for some of the newer players, that's going to be a new feeling this time of year.
I mean, we don't dwell on it. We know it's pressure in itself. We just talk about staying in character. These players have to approach it the same way, although the stakes are a little bit higher. And I've always said that the team that is able to shake off whatever jitters of postseason and get closer to themselves, the quickest in the basketball game is probably the team that's going to win.
Don, aside from the jitters, what does it take to win 3 games in 3 days? Obviously, that's not something you guys have done in, 3 or 4 months now. You haven't played in a tournament setting like this.
I mean, you just can't look beyond who's in front of you. You got to play Friday at noon, whoever it is. We got to play them as if it's the last game that we're playing. And I don't think this team is going to change how they approach it. If so, it'll be something new. But this part of the season is something new. So maybe we'll have some jitters from just not playing on that, on that Thursday instead it's one more day of rest. Maybe we'll have to adjust to that, but hopefully we'll adjust quickly and be who we are or who we've been.
I want to talk about Ty a little bit now that you're kind of starting your last run with her. When did you first know that she could be an elite point guard? Was it recruiting? Was she played her first game here? When was that moment?
Probably practices. When you see a gifted talent like Ty, I didn't know what her transition would be. Obviously, she had all the attributes of being a great point guard. She had height. She had the ability to score. She had great court vision. You just don't know what is translatable once she gets here. But she was surrounded by talent. She was surrounded by experience, and it never fazed her. She just did what she did, and she put herself in the position to be needed. And that's what you want as a point guard, to be an asset to a basketball team and put yourself in the position of where a team can't win without you.
That freshman year, was it ever a consideration to start her from day one? Was she not ready, or was it just we want to go with experience with Bianca right there?
I mean, she wasn't ready. She wasn't ready from an experience standpoint. She wasn't ready from understanding our offenses. She grew into that position, and I thought she was doubted early on by the older players because she was a freshman, and it wasn't anything she wasn't doing out there on the floor. It's just a freshman. Freshmen don't usually come in. Freshman point guards don't come in and just take over a team and run the show. So she proved her value to everybody.
4 years later, do you see a little bit of yourself in her in terms of game, in terms of court vision, and being intelligent enough to understand?
She's probably Ty as a senior is probably a little bit older than me. She's got an older demeanor. in that she's just calm and smooth, and I was more like a, intense. She doesn't really show that side of her. She's always calm and cool. I mean, she can flat out pass the ball. I just like the way she plays more like me, post injuries and post knee surgeries. Just like you go out on the court and it's like a 65-year-old that there's no, useless movements out there. That's Ty. She's trimmed her game down to where she's very predictable, but you can't really stop her.
On this a little bit off the tournament topic too, but a few years ago you get Eleni here, she's the big girl. Then Asia comes in, she's a big girl too. Now you got another big girl. Is this program gaining a reputation that if you're a talented post player, you can achieve your goals here at South Carolina?
I mean, we've done that.
Yeah.
I mean, every big that we've had, we've moved the needle. And the ones that were super talented, they got what they were supposed to get. I mean, Aaliyah's pretty special though.
Yeah.
I mean, to do what she's done, game in and game out, it's pretty special. But we've always been a team that we work inside out. So if you're a post player, you're gonna get the ball no matter what. And the guards are willing passers.
Is that a philosophy you've always had as a coach?
20
That,
years.
hey, yeah, I'm getting tall people and we're going inside.
Yeah. Well, short people. I mean, Chardonnay, Stevens, and Ashley Bruner. They're 6-foot post players. We worked inside out. Last year was probably a little bit different.
Yeah.
Where we were more guard oriented and we changed it a little bit. This year we can go back to playing, our normal way. And I know probably some coaches out there will probably say, "Oh, don't go there. It's supposed." It's room for everybody. It's room for everybody.
Coach, you've spoken so much about how important rest is during the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's especially true during tournament time. Is it almost relaxing knowing you have such a deep bench that can give you such effective minutes when it comes to a tournament atmosphere?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, you don't want to give them so much rest that there's rust that builds up, but you also have to know the pulse of your team, and this team has done well with days off, and it's done well with consecutive days off. But when you look at the bigger picture, which is we got hopefully play 3 games in 3 days, that's our mindset. At some point, you got to let them rest up in order for us to be able to be as sharp and fresh as we need to be.
Going off that, how important is Molly at this time of year?
Super. I mean, Molly's been the one. Molly and Craig both have, with athletes of this caliber, they need a sense of confidence. If they got a bump or bruise somewhere, they need to know psychologically that they're okay. And part of a strength coach, and a trainer is to treat it, and then treat their minds. And we got the best of them. Leah went through her thing with a little injury, and she was a little messed up in the mind because she's never missed a whole lot. I mean, Craig went in and did his thing, as well as Dr. Guy. They just put their heads together and gave her a sense of knowing that she's not going to injure it further. It is what it is. Let's get on out here on the floor and see how it feels. And luckily for us, we've been able to have pretty much all of our players.
When you look at the bench, how important is it going to be to get Letitia and Victoria, especially going in the post?
I mean, it's imperative that we get Letitia going. She's got a lot more to give. I mean, V's been doing it all season long, but we do need them to play a little bit stronger. We need a lot more impact from them when they get in the basketball game from a scoring standpoint. They're rebounding, they're defending. We need some scoring from the two of them.
It's not your average resetting of the table, 23-game win streak coming into the tournament. How do you kind of put that chapter behind you and then also say, it's a new season as well, but we've been playing well, let's keep doing what we've done to get to this point?
I mean, it's just that. I don't think we discussed the 23 the streak. It's not something that we discuss. It's something that we're proud of, but at the same time, this team has been a team that's turned the page and let's get on to the next task at hand, and it's either Georgia or Alabama, and we'll be ready for them on Friday.
What about from a coaching staff perspective? What's it like, playing in a tournament setting like this? Hopefully 3 games in 3 days. A lot of late nights, I'm assuming.
Fred's got the most teams on this side of the bracket, but he's been off for about 2 or 3 weeks. So he's revving up to having to probably play this side of the bracket and maybe all the way through. So he's been working it. Coach Boyer has Georgia, so the 2 of them have to be ready for whoever we're going to play. But it's scramble time. It's time in which you don't want to be the coach that ends the streak, so to speak.